All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Kids on the Slope, episode 10. Oh boy.
The last episode, we got to see some lovebirds run away together on a train. And,
Indeed.
And I'm kind of happy for them in that they might say goodbye to just this story in general.
Yeah.
And
That'd be a satisfying ending.
The worst things could be is that the parents are going to make trouble potentially.
Yeah, but
for our boys and Ritsuko, but I don't think they will necessarily.
Nope. Like, cause yeah, Ritsuko, good job, girl. You did it. You left the mittens there. Awesome.
I mean,
that's ideally you maybe follow up on that and let that be the precursor to a conversation. But good job.
Yeah, that was something. You did finally, commit to that. But given that that was something that's happened and that Sentaro believes that she doesn't like him because of the whole confrontation there. Sentaro could feel pretty bad to then find Kaoru and her potentially together if Kaoru was the one being like, hey, don't you see?
Yeah,
isn't it obvious?
So obvious, dude.
Doesn't this whole scenario
I never liked you.
Sentaro being alone?
Kind of, potentially, which would really suck. But, Jazz. Hello?
But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
But he's not wearing them and be like, oh, he didn't like them. Wait, what?
Yeah, Whoa, yeah.
That might be his way of kind of letting go. Someone else.
Oh, he's gone.
And he's putting them on.
I'm so glad. This makes me so happy. Oh.
Oh, yeah, wait, hold on.
Oh no.
Yeah! Study time!
Study with him, yeah! Yeah. Oh. Over Sentaro. Oh.
That little smile.
風呂はそこな。ズボン母ちゃんに乾かしてもらうけん。ゆっくり入っとけ。
しかし変わった作りだな。
石鹸くれとったよ。
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't know how it would make sense for that to happen necessarily, but.
なんでここ千の家の風呂なんじゃ。千太郎の家とはお風呂共同やけ。
Wow.
もっと早くあげればよかったなって思って。りっちゃんが編んでくれた手袋なら、俺一年中だってつけてたよ。くれたの。なんでって。なんであいつじゃなくて俺に。
もう晩飯食うていかんか。ズボンもまだ乾いとらんし風邪ひくばい。
やめろよ。
Talk. Ow!
Come on!
This is the third time this has happened to Kaoru, at least.
At least.
No, it's a legit question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scribbles, oh my god.
Oh.
Nice! Yeah!
あいつ一昨日熱でぶっ倒れて学校休んどるとぞ。
Oh.
聞いとらんね。
いや、息子からは何も。
いつか王子様がか。
違うと今。
ほら、出かかろうがボンの家。よっしゃ、行ってこい。代わりに追試の礼を言うとってくれ。ちょっと。あ、
そうだ、これ。お見舞い、よかったら食べて。一緒に来ればよかったのに。カオルさん？小さい頃からずっと一緒なんだから。俺があいつにかなうわけないんだよ。りっちゃんは俺なんかより。もうそれ以上言わんで。うちのこと嫌いになったと？それとも自信の中とこ見とったらうちまで自信なくしてしまいそう。
Yeah.
何やってんだ俺が今まで。りっちゃん、もう一回告白させて。好きだ。俺はりっちゃんが好きだ。好きだ。ちょっと、お家の人に聞こえるよ。俺、りっちゃんのこと好きな気持ちは誰にも負けない。風移ってもよか。
Wow. Wow.
りっちゃんと何の進展もないまま夏を迎えてしまった。
Wait.
熱出した時はあんなに大胆だったのに。
Wait, what? Wait. Musical performances? Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You must do something about this. Yeah. Whoa.
どうしたんだい？一人ぼっちで。
いいちゃん。
遅かったやっか、幸子。あ？なんでボンまでおっとや。心配すんな、幸子。母ちゃんが言いよった。出稼ぎ先で父ちゃん頑張って叫ばやめたって。
が心配なのは君の方だ。
ボン、余計な心配すんな。おいは大丈夫だい。
明日練習来るか？
お、やっぱおいはお前とセッションしてる時が一番楽しかばい。こりゃダメだ。運をかけん。ボン、嘘ついてすまん。
Wait, he is leaving?
Hold on. He was just out on the roof to let the bird fly away, right?
Yeah. Holy melodrama. Drama Batman.
The plot of the romance in this show is so fucked.
It's just so ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this was painful. Like I I have had like a lot of moments of like hope dashed and stuff like that in this show, and for the most part, it's been pretty decent.
It's like, this is what the characters need to do. It's messy, right? Because these kinds of situations are, you know.
Right.
But and I just want to say, I love the scene with, I love the fact that Kaoru goes out to her and everything and stuff, and he does that to resolve himself so that way he can have confidence in what he's doing, because you know, it's a great point, right? If he can't have confidence in this, then she might lose confidence as well. Here's the problem that I have with how this goes. This is all as a result, right? Kaoru then goes, "Are you sure? Because I thought you liked Sen." And then she runs away, doesn't say anything.
Yeah, because this is the way she interpreted it. Why are you giving this to me and not him? Not an "are you sure?" It was, why are you giving this to me and not him? I thought you liked him.
Right.
Basically saying, like, not saying, I like you, thank you for giving this to me. Because, do you really like me?
Yeah.
And just leave it at that. But rather by bringing in, actually, like,
right,
and that there. And then that doesn't mean it's a thing of where he's saying, I doubt whether or not you're saying that you like me. It's saying, I doubt whether or not I can believe you. Well, because she thinks she's saying she likes him. So they're both...
The willingness, at least, to basically tell her that he liked her before, that didn't work out well. Now, things are going the other way, and she makes him confess again. What?
Yeah, what?
Like, it's almost to the point where I'm like, Kaoru sort out on her own. Like, because that's some...
Well, I think she does. That's the point, is that she actually does have feelings for Sentaro. And it's not the complicated thing of where I only can have feelings for one person.
Totally. And I wasn't meaning like sort out potential feelings for Sentaro. I mean, grow up a bit more.
No. I am meaning both of those things. Because I think they're immediately.
Yep.
Like, the fact that it happened at all is fantastic, because that's Kaoru.
Right.
Now, the hilarious... And because he then is the one that does nothing, you know, she can then chalk this up to
he was just
sick,
delirious.
He was delirious.
Right.
And he was acting like he's never acted before.
And in his mind,
if he doesn't,
and in his mind, it's I was maybe a bit delirious, so I don't know for sure whether she would have started crying again when I kissed her or not.
I get it, but this is the kind of thing there that you have to, by you milking the drama in this way, you basically make episodes, I would say, generally speaking, that this had just enough progression that it's not horrible. But, like, there's a lot of things about this episode that make me go, like...
stuff, because it makes sense for there to be these chaotic up and downs and things like that, right? This is the level of where it's like, you have a really cool riff and jazz that has progression and things like that, but then it loops back.
Oh, no.
This
is the third, fourth, or fifth
time. Right. So it's like...
But because they were handled in such a way that there was some small progression.
Right.
The difference, though, is that you followed it up with a time skip to where nothing happened. One, I hate time skips.
Yeah.
Most of the time. You have to really sell me on why you should have a time skip.
Yep.
Two, the immediate thing that happens after that is there to interesting.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to be focusing on that. That's 2 levels of essentially time skip, because now we're going to see the time skip happen, but for the sake of the...
That's really interesting.
That's really engaging. Exciting. That's really interesting. But it very much feels like go...
Hand-wavy with the romance stuff.
Well, not just hand-wavy with the romance stuff, but, all right, go away, female character. We had our fun, but now we're going to go back to the bromance tournament stuff, because that's what really matters most, right?
And in some ways, I'm kind of glad that it's not going to be about that, and that Sentaro is like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be there for the festival, basically. Right. Take care of Rico for me. I'm really excited as to figuring out what's good. But what he could also do is he could go grab, like, June or something. And he's going to be
with the situation. That'll make me feel way better about it. Because the immediate, the uncle, right?
Yeah, because, it's not his dad, but sorry.
Right, the kid's dad.
The kid's dad, yeah. No, I'm talking specifically the uncle that hates him.
Yeah, hates him, right. And Sentaro is also probably really worried that if he does stick around because the uncle hates him, he will then maybe start to relapse or whatever, right? And then it'll
make things worse for the kids.
Make things worse for the kids, right? Yeah. So it's not just something where he's doing this for himself, because he can't let these kids go through what the oldest one went through, right? So he's like, okay, I'm just going to remove myself from the situation, right? And the problem that I have with this is it's where are you going instead, right?
Like literally, you could go to Rico's father's place and be like, "Hey,
can I do the same thing that you did with June?
With June,
you know?
Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
And now it decides to do something that's like not takes him away forever, but like long-term commitment type thing. Like the fact that they showed the sailors or whatever, you know, like in the jazz shop that wants him away for, you know, a year, right?
Yeah.
You know, like something along those lines where a decision to handle things in the immediate and
that's really tropey though. There's no build up to this though.
Totally, and yet the last few episodes past it, and Sentaro is definitely not in a good place right now because that's the other thing. It's not just that this is eloping with June, and he didn't really talk about that with anybody.
He didn't.
Now it probably would have been fine if it was just that, right? Because he seemed to kind of take the approach to me how I'd prefer to have it go, right?
Yeah, which is not really how it works ever.
Yeah, it's not usually how it works, but theoretically that could have been just fine if not for this thing on top of that makes it much worse.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. He's emotionally sequestering it away, and he's
to Summer. Yeah, so you're right. It's a very, very different time for that.
Yeah. About us getting the resolution that led to nothing of Drew. Okay, I guess they want to save it for the finale. Maybe.
Right.
Something to kind of adjust the way his life is going right now because he can't live.
It's probably he's trying to explain things to the family and or to Kaoru of different levels of basically Sentaro feeling like he's doing fairly well given the circumstances to something really bad, right? I know that it wasn't something where he was like the reason he was on the roof was just because he was letting the bird go away, right? But I feel like that was thematically relevant to the fact that he is not in a good place right now.
No, I think no. I think you're reading way too much into that.
Not that specifically.
No. But I think that is a thing of him basically saying, "I'm going to set myself free. I'm going to go free."
Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. I like that. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was really weird read for that personally. But I definitely think the bird was more of a symbol in some way.
From the house, I totally get that, but since he's also, you know, saying like, I'm sorry, I won't be able to go to the festival, that, you know, communicates, I'm also going to be leaving this area, you know, like, which.
Yeah. He's distancing himself from everything.
Is the move of someone who is, in a, the people around him as well, you know?
Well, okay. But I think that's, most of these characters are not in a healthy or positive place in general. I get what you're saying, but I don't think this is anything.
I disagree, but
I don't think this is anything new, given that it's after the time skip. Though I think this is more of a thing of where the dad of the kids is coming back. I'm out of here. I knew this was gonna come eventually. It's a happy thing for them.
It was fun while it lasted, you know.
Yeah, but I'm done playing house.
Right.
So if anything, he's going to probably pull a little bit some kind of a June and disappear. But I don't think it's going to be something of where he's going to like be gone for some extreme period of time. That would just be ruthless.
Well, I mean, hey, I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but I feel like one of the things that this show has communicated time and time again is that it's going to be about a lot of pain.
You have, though.
Okay, maybe you haven't. All right. Okay, what has been your vibe of Sentaro, you know, with regards to this show then?
My worry with Sentaro is that he ends up alone.
So like this.
But no, not like actually extricating himself from the environment, but the idea of that kind of passivity, that suffering in silence, whereas the idea of people walk by you, people smile, people engage with you, you're right next to Bon. You were thinking that he would die at some point, potentially. Okay. And this is kind of like, if he leaves, that would be... But that's different than this. The idea of going the separate ways is we all say mutually goodbye. And it's like this thing of we all kind of hold hands in the middle and go, this was really good time.
I mean, that's a nice way of going your separate ways. But,
yeah.
But this is definitely a going separate ways. Like he talked even about the whole idea of, I might not stick around in high school, right? I might not be able to make it, you know, things like that. And now we don't know exactly what that letter means completely.
Yeah.
But he was figuring out how to say goodbye to Bon.
Yeah, and it's just this episode made me kind of angry and frustrated. So
yeah,
a melancholy ending. That's what I've been more
right.
predicting. I don't think this is going to be a thing of them saying goodbye is that they never see each other again.
No,
it's more the idea that if they say goodbye, the end of the show will be them coming back together after a period. The line I've said like many times of, I think that this story is the memory they've all grown up and become adults, and then they'll remember their chaotic time as kids where they had no idea what they wanted or did
exactly
or anything like that. And and
they were having snowball fights, you know, and stuff.
Right. And Sentaro is the one that I feel like has the most opportunity for a unhappy ending, yet I want him to have, of all of them, the most of a happy ending, in that he doesn't just
final moment for an arc in mind. This is basically his night is darkest just before the dawn kind of a thing, right? Ties, right? And we'll get to see exactly what the ramifications of that are. There's 2 episodes left, so they could take it a bunch of different ways. And this show definitely knows how to lead us one way and then take us in another, right? Not have everything go exactly according to how it would seem, but
just to understand here, you're meaning this is the beginning, this episode.
Oh, gotcha. Like with Yorika leaving, and that, and that was just something that had sort of happened over the time skip.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what you're saying.
No,
right?
no. I think that's like one of those things that like is theoretically
kind of clunky with the time skip.
It'd be clunky. I could give the show like a 10% chance of like
pulling it off.
Not of pulling like this extra weight comes on that finally breaks the camel's back. You know.
Yeah, that's why I think it's more of a, I have to do this, but I didn't think he would actually leave. What I thought he would do is basically kind of a really nasty situation.
Right, I need to remove myself from their lives and then go figure out some other place to stay.
Right, so what would be a really fun twist is to have it be the thing where the guy comes back and he's like, no, I've reconciled all that.
Sure,
and I want you back. Like, if anything, So we'll see, but I want to be done with the discussion because I just... This episode just frustrated me.
That's kind of what it was here.
Essentially, yeah.
Like, that... Oof.
Yeah, and then have there be more build-up towards basically just this falling out with, and then immediately backpedaled on like that as well. It's like...
Yeah, is the going to the festival going to be the happy resolution? Because that's a mechanism to get at the character stuff, you know?
Yeah, I don't think it is. Yeah. I think it's just more of a thing of where you're going to have a sad moment with, with Kaoru on the stage, like, wanting to do this, but like he can't do it by himself. Like,
yeah. And then maybe the music is their way of processing it or something like that.
A lot they can do in 2 episodes, but help me, show.
Yeah.
Help me, show. I want a bull.
It was a kick in the dick,
and it was also just, was also just frustrating. Not as much painful, but just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
But yeah, it's chaos as well. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there and all this. You all next time.